Let's discuss.
Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I'll be checking out a new record from Veil of Maya, which is very exciting. I've done all the singles on the channel. Red Fur has definitely ended up being my favorite. The mixture of the chorus, some of the bounciness there. With Godhead and Mother Part 4, I'm expecting this record to be a little bit wacky, maybe a little bit different given their past releases. This just feels in a different vein a bit, but the chorus on Red Fur is like everything I love about the band, and then like their new sound incorporated in there. So anyway, we're gonna check out the full album. I will link all the social media for the band, promotional links for the record, merch in the description of this video. Other than that, I'm gonna stop talking and we are gonna get straight into it. Oh wow, very reminiscent of the singles here. Got chugs, got riffs. Another new track. Artificial Dose.
I'm finished now. Thrown to the wolves and disavow.
Red Fur is still #1.
Psychic and
synth in there.
I won't ever let go until our phase is gone. Patience is a virtue, and I've been waiting all along. Now I outlive the misery that tried to finish me. Let me take another dose. You will never let me go. Let me go. It's over now. I am the wolf. Come face me now. You sent me out. Now I return to put it down.
Oh, Lucas sounded mean. This one is on the channel. Just such tough vocals. And range too, like from high to low right there. I hope we'll see some more of that, like sudden shift of those in the record. I think this is where people got confused with like the parts and stuff, like part 4. Oh, that intro. Oh my. This is the one so far. Oh. are really dropping into the bass on those drops. Oh, I really, really like that one. That's the one so far, for sure. Oh! Neighbors with my favorite single.
Are we just chained to a life that's been lived before?
Should be going into another new track, I think. Although there is one spot where it's two. Okay, yeah, new track. I think after this there may be two back-to-back singles. That melody. Definitely a different one with this verse. I'll talk more about that God, that was like glitchy here.
You got sold out, but you're better off. So just close out. No point in hanging
well. I was interested with that track title, and I do feel like, especially with that music video, they fit it well. Okay, Mother Part 4. And then I believe Synthwave is right after this one, and then the rest of the new tracks.
Out in the vacuum of time, we fly into the solar light, so divine, we fly.
And Synthwave? Yeah. Also on the channel.
Lay them to rest.
slogan.
There was no place to hide. Completely compromised. I got from the inside.
The beginning of that riff being the transition. You could feel that was going to be like the line of repetition.
Stand there before us with them. Hold on your hands. Stand there before us.
Probably put the song title in there. Oh, last track. A quick record, for sure. It went by fast. Death Runner.
You're hanging by a thread. Of catching line. What will you decide? Give it or give your life. Live or die. Will you comply? Tell the prosecution we are not alone. Man down. Where's the absolution? Execute the movement.
That flow.
Despite. Face your fate, you won't turn away. Making waves for us all to see. Despite. Name remains here for centuries. You'll be more than a memory. The pillars of your judgment stirred every single page. The rips and tears you've made. You will turn disgrace. Left in the wake, fighting the strength, easing the rage. You will force a reckoning, silencing hypocrisy.
Those highs are sounding fantastic.
First descendants. Sentence, no contention, bare dissension. First descendants. How do you live life, you hypocrite? How do you lie for the sake of it? The one better off in the casket. The one who's as toxic as acid.
Veil of Maya, Mother, let's discuss. It certainly feels like a bit of a change from albums like False Idol and Matriarch, where the choruses pretty much back to back on those records are just earworms. They're instantly catchy. The way that Lucas is, and I think Red Fur is in that same vein, I would say. There was a little tiny bit of catchiness in here, but a lot of the melodies and the approaches to some of that stuff are just like unconventional, not in just in a Veil of Maya sense, but in general. I think there was one track, now I can't remember for the life of me which one it was, somewhere in the middle, that the chorus had like this almost like a calm feeling to it, where instead of that like soaring, you know, the stuff. Pool Spray is an example of one I really love. It's just a very different feel. I think the instrumentation in the synth and stuff, there's a new chapter feeling. This is very matched up for me with the album art. In some of the singles that was apparent too, like there's that one synth where it reminds me of like when you do like something in Tony Hawk in the video game where they really like it, and it's like boom. So stuff like that I think fits the mood or the vibe or whatever you want to call it of this album a lot, where things are just done differently on their previous records. I do think in the sense that this is like a lot when it comes to Mark's part on the record, a lot of other than Reconnect, I was really taken back by the intro and just a lot of the guitar work on Reconnect. It's a much different feeling than the rest of the album, and I like the chaotic, weird, like Godhead, Mother Part 4 riffs where the timing is just odd to me and I don't always know exactly what's going on, but it feels like there's also a contrast to that as well. So I'm not sure how this will go over in terms of reception. Like if you've been a Veil of Maya fan and have participated in any of the conversations around their releases with like Matriarch or False Idol, there is always, or even the singles actually, it's always a conversation when they release something. There are people who are still kind of hanging on to the Common Man's Collapse or ID Veil of Maya, but I think this will be similar, a similar feel for those people who are really attached to the sound of like Matriarch and False Idol, because this does not fall into the, you know, into line with that. It feels like a new chapter for them, but it feels like almost a mixture of things they've done in the past with a new spin on it. I think a lot of like the synth work really adds this kind of spacey feel that works with some of that like chaoticness I was talking about in the guitars. It's definitely a lot to digest, I would say. I think False Idol is an album that's pretty simple to digest, only in the way that I think their approach to like, you know, melodies and what I was mentioning with the choruses and stuff, that is what breaks it up really. And this has some tracks, like the end of the record is pretty much just ass beating. It's very heavy. The way that the singing is used on this record is not very how they've been, I guess it's just not how they've been doing it. It feels much different. So that'll either, it's probably going to shake things up the way things always do. There's always going to be people who don't like stuff, and that's just how it is. So I'll be interested to see though if there are people who are like, oh, I did not like Matriarch, I did not like False Idol, but this works for me, or how that will go over, because for me there were some songs I don't think that I'll play as much. I think the track that has Disco Party Kill or something like that, I think that one definitely needs a few more plays for me to take in. It was like, that was one that definitely felt a bit all over the place to me in a way that was hard for me to process. But then there are other songs like Reconnect, as I mentioned. The closing track I loved, even though those are two very different feeling songs for this record, I think. But yeah, it's a lot. I guess that's my first impression of it. A lot to digest, especially as someone who's consumed a lot of their discography. It's a processing record, I think. I think with it being a 10-track album, 4 singles. Of the newer stuff, Reconnect is, I think, the standout favorite. I don't think I have a competitor with that. But Lost Creator and Death Runner to end the album were also a big win for me. Disco Kill Party was the track that I think I'm going to need a little bit more, like, taking in. The opening track, I think it was, is called Artificial Dose, I'm pretty sure. That track to me feels like a very energetic opening track. I'm not sure that that one will end up with as much plays as something like Reconnect or Red Fur for me. Red Fur kind of led me to believe that in this album they were gonna, you know, they may have some singles with some different approaches to Lucas's vocals, and in the sense of singing, not screaming. But that really was not the case. I was a little bit, and not in a bad way either, because I think that what they've put down with the singles prior to this record, the standalone singles from, I'm not sure if they're from the album that was scrapped or what exactly happened there, but those singles, False Idol is definitely my favorite release from them. I know favorite release from this band is a very hot topic amongst everyone, but my personal favorite is False Idol. It's just a record I cannot get enough of. I mentioned Pool Spray before. That track is just right here for me. I love it. It's perfect. But I don't go into these new releases expecting them to repurpose old material or anything. So I was thinking maybe, so I was surprised, I think, by not having any other choruses that really felt that the last, you know, 5 or so years of Veil of Maya the way Red Fur did. But I'm not really upset with it. You know, I think I've got a decent amount of that stuff to run when I want to, and it's interesting to me to get into like some of this mixture. It feels very like, some of it just feels so heavy and in that like deathcore Veil of Maya style that a lot of people have been asking for. So sometimes when that happens and the band delivers on it, though, people just are still not happy. So I'm not sure what the internet reception will be like, but me personally, I like this a lot. It's not going to be my favorite Veil of Maya album, I don't think, but this is going to be something that gets plays for me, and I think it's going to be one of those records that takes more digesting. It would be so difficult for me to come out of this saying like that I prefer this over something like False Idol, because I just love the balance, the catchiness. That just works for me. That formula really works for me, but I'm not, you know, hoping that they stick to it forever, because like this is something that I can definitely work with. I already mentioned favorite tracks that probably won't hit so much. Red Fur is gonna be, I think, still like my second or third favorite track on this record. After some more listens, we'll definitely talk about it again. But I wasn't 100% sure. I do think tracks like, I like Mother Part 4 a lot. It's just so strange. And so I was wondering with like that, you know, the timing of various things with that track. Will that be across the record? Will it be hard for me to digest? But I don't think that it was really presented in a way where it's that difficult, especially with the way the singles are worked in there. Tracks you're already familiar with, tracks you got the sound down, and like the reminiscent sounds from the single, particularly in Artificial Dose, that kind of brings that familiarity. Like, all right, let's see how this all connects. But still, I think the most like recurring sound is having those like drops. Their drops are very identifiable, and across different tracks you can kind of hear that, whether it be Artificial Dose or Death Runner. You can hear the style of drop I'm talking about, but they really mix up the content in between that. So first impression, a lot to digest. Let me know what you thought in the comments, favorite tracks, all that stuff, whether you agree or disagree with my opinion on the record. I will be listening to this. I think I need to sit down and do like a good look at my album of the year list, because now we've got some strong contenders. Heavener is without a doubt my #1, but we've had some heavy hitting records. I think a lot of these like Veil of Maya and such will end up as #1 for people, and it'll be a varied year. We've got some more big stuff coming, so we'll find out. About another 6-7 months we'll be knowing how that all plays out. But I do think this will be a contender for people. I think this will end up somewhere on my top 10, but we'll see. All their links, all their social media, any not pre-orders now that it's here, any physical copies or merch for the album in the description of this video. You can also find my link tree, which will have the Patreon, Twitch, the invite for the Discord server, which is where the community is based for my YouTube channel. On Twitch, I'm trying to stream a few times a week. It's revisiting albums that have shaped my music taste. Sometimes it'll be a playlist instead of an album of various songs from certain years or some sort of theme, that sort of stuff. I do post the polls for what we'll be doing on Twitch on my Patreon, as well as doing monthly live streams. I offer a ton of stuff in the Patreon that's broken out by the tiers in that link in the link tree. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.